probably familiar with several of these names. Ooh, shiny. I guess what we have here is an undead druid, which we are not officially announcing in any way, shape, or form. So in the middle are your class glyphs, and we think we're going to go ahead and change the UI to actually reinforce what talents or abilities the glyphs are affecting. We know it can sometimes be confusing to look at a really cool-looking artistic symbol, but not necessarily know if that is your glyph of lacerate or your glyph of swipe or whatever. So I don't know that this color palette is final. It's probably not, but you get the basic idea. There's a big claw in the middle because you're a feral druid, and you have 6 of your class. The gold ones are the major, and the blue ones are the minor glyphs. And now around the outside are the new path glyphs. When you start out at level 80, you won't have any path glyphs. You won't get any of them all until level 85. This is all maximum character level progression stuff. And then slowly over time, you'll earn these new glyphs. You can see we go all the way up to rank 10. I don't think we'll offer rank 10 when Cataclysm first ships, but one of the things we think is cool is to gradually unlock new ranks over time. So in patch, I guess it would be 4.1 or 4.2 would come out. One of the bullet points might be now you can achieve rank 8 in your path. We'll also theme the UI, and maybe even the path itself will change shape depending on which Titan you're aligning yourself with. This is the, lots of lightning here for Golganath. Now, here's some examples of the actual glyphs you'll unlock. Remember, these have to be, I don't want to say generic, but they're not going to be class-specific. They're not going to be modifying your Sinister Strike, for example. They have to be things that might benefit different types of classes. So an example of a rank 1 glyph here is reducing the duration of bleed and stun effects, which can obviously be useful in certain situations. Here's a rank 2 example. Bandages heal targets by additional amount. But if you don't like that one, you can take the Fortification talent instead, which is a clicky ability with a longer cooldown but instant that lets nearby allies take less damage for a little bit. So you can see these are game-changing in some sense. Once you get these, you're going to have a couple more abilities you didn't have before, and you're going to have access to different power you had before, but not a whole new level. And then here's an example of a rank 3. You can see they're getting a little more powerful here. Increases the damage dealt following a critical strike. So you can see a lot of DPS classes might want this, but those with high crit might want it more than others, and say healer or tank might not find this one as attractive. They might have another glyph they can pick instead in rank 3, or they may choose a whole new path instead. Now, one of the things that's important is everyone eventually gets their ancient glyphs. This isn't supposed to be the kind of thing where really, really hardcore players have access to the feature and more casual players never get there. We want everyone to eventually get their glyphs. It may be more like raid progression, where the very dedicated hardcore players get them faster, but everyone can eventually get there. The goal is that we want to gate the content. This isn't supposed to be a nasty rep grind. This isn't, Sons of Hodier 2.0 or anything like that. We're not entirely sure how we'll gate it, but we have a concept that maybe there's max progress you can earn per week. So the new rank of glyphs becomes unlocked. You can work towards it, but once you get there, now you're good for a while. The goal really is to get you to want to come back and take a look at your character every now and then, not necessarily to power level your way all the way through. And that's what levels are for. And again, catch-up mechanisms are important. And I've said new ranks introduced over time. You might see a patch note that says now you can reach rank 5. One of the cool things is the concept of the Titans is kind of expandable. We've never said exactly how many there are, and it's very easy for us to add more of them, so we might add whole additional paths in actual content patches. So maybe when Cataclysm ships, you'll get 3 paths to choose from, but then when 4.1 comes out, there's a whole new path you can choose instead. You can respec to that path. Thanks a lot.